I know you've come in to see us today to tell us a little bit about some experience that you've had in some nightclubs.
A lot of boys just sort of grabbing you in the dance floor and up against the bar and stuff, trying to touch you a lot and sort of sometimes putting their hands under your clothes and stuff.
Okay, and how does that make you feel?
Kind of like a piece of meat. It's quite horrible because a lot of the time it feels like they're sort of just exerting a power thing. They're saying, the message I get is, I can do this to you, so I'm going to do it to you, and there's not much you can do about it. So it is, and it does ruin your night a bit.
And is this a regular occurrence?
I know that most of my friends have had it at least once. A lot of them have had it a lot, and it does happen most of the nights that we go out. It's sort of just a part of the night. You just think, okay, I'm going out tonight, but I know that this is going to happen, and you don't feel like there's anything you can do. I sometimes wear shorts under skirts.
That's pretty terrible that you're thinking like that, isn't it? Because any sexual violence is, is not to be tolerated, and it shouldn't be happening. What do you and your friends do about it? I mean, have you reported it to the police?
We haven't reported it. I don't know of anyone who's reported it to the bar staff either. I think usually when it happens, you just sort of think that you can't do anything about it because it just happens all the time. It's become so normalised, and often when I have confronted sort of the boy who's touched me, he might laugh at me or deny it happened. We sort of thought that we couldn't go to the bar without knowing exactly who had done it.
Yeah. There's a few things that you and your friends can think about doing it, because obviously if you don't report it to anybody, we won't know what's going on, and then we and maybe the staff in the bars and the nightclubs can't deal with it, and it'll carry on regardless. So I think that's why you're talking to me today, isn't it? That we need to do something.
Definitely.
So I think the neighbourhood team, certainly here in Bristol, they're working with Bristol Women's Voice, getting bars and nightclubs premises to sign up to zero tolerance around sexual assault. And there's specific training around that. I would be encouraging you to go to the bar staff, to go to the bouncers, tell them what's happened, and they can maybe keep an eye on the people. If an individual is identified and they get thrown out the nightclub, then that's their night ruined, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, they may think about it twice.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally, you could think about, a nasty sexual assault. I would say you need to report it to the police, and then that individual needs to go to court. But as you said, you just want to have that confidence to tell someone about it.
Definitely, and I have sort of seen more and more posters about how you can report it to the bar staff, and I think that's really important. And also for the people who do it, to know that it's just not worth it, because for them it's just sort of, grabbing someone's bum as they walk past, but to know that it might actually be reported, they might think twice about it.
So it's looking at boys being able to challenge other boys in a club or in a bar and saying that's not acceptable, don't do that, as opposed to laughing and saying it's a bit of fun, because it's not, it's sexual assault.
Yeah, I think sort of what with lad culture nowadays, it is sort of praised almost to take advantage of girls, and they all have a laugh about it, and it's very intimidating, and sometimes you feel like if you are with a boy and he gets involved, it can lead to sort of a fight, and that's not pleasant either. Like, you don't really want any of that.
I suppose for me, being a police officer, I'm going to think the worst. So I'm going to think, grabbing somebody sexually could be the start of becoming a sexual predator.
Yeah.
And if we don't deal with it and people get away with it, then people are going to think that's okay and may do a lot worse.
Yeah, I think that is a concern, that a lot of them get very confident. Sometimes they'll do it in groups.
Yeah.
So they'll have all of their friends doing it to you, or they will laugh at you. And I think it's that confidence thing so that showing guys that they can't get away with it.
I suppose I want you to take away from this, Lottie, that it's not acceptable. Okay, it shouldn't happen as normal on a night out. You shouldn't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think, if we all try and work together with you and your friends and try and encourage you to tell someone about it, then you can think it's not normal behaviour.
Yeah, I think at the moment it is sort of thought of as normal, but it shouldn't be, as you say. It is an offence and it should be taken seriously.